So this video is not a standard episode in the build series. I wanted this to be a standalone, simple little video as a reference in case anybody else is trying to do the same thing I was trying to do, which is check and or replace the anode in a Raritan 1700 series marine hot water tank. Mine in particular is the 6 US gallon version with the I think it's auxiliary, it's an optional. It connects to the diesel engine, so that uses the heat from the coolant to help heat the water when the engine's running. In my case, I'm going to use this for a diesel hydronic heater down the road, but in any case, this tank comes with and without this option, but so far as I understand, the process for changing the anode is the same. Specifically, left of the control panel cover, yes, this is old, this is a unit I've been refurbishing for my own boat. You have the pressure relief, you have the cold water input, and you have the hot water output. The hot water output is where the anode is. Now, when I tried to take this elbow off, I don't know if this came with the tank, this came with my boat, but assuming it does, this elbow gets reused. Now this elbow was really hard to get off. To avoid marring it, I just used a monkey wrench and an old sock, and I got this to back off. Now, in my case, the inside, you're going to see in a second, was very, very stuck. They both turn counterclockwise to release them. So you might find it that when you're trying to back off this elbow, this whole system comes out, this whole component comes out. If not, as it did with me, take the elbow off, take the plastic cowl off, and this here is the output side of the anode. So this connection and the anode are all one part. Now the main reason I wanted to make this video was when I was trying to take this off, this part here would not turn. And I'll bring the camera in to show you, the only exposed portion of it is the thread. So looking at John, you can see you can't really get the teeth of a monkey wrench on this without damaging the threads. Now, in my case, I was pretty sure I was going to be replacing this, so I wasn't too worried about it. If you are, you can try pushing back on the plastic cover and see if you could get the wrench in on this back part. It's what the manual says to do, but I just couldn't do it. So it's possible that yours won't be as seized on as mine was. However, mine was. So I ended up getting the monkey wrench onto it, and I literally at one point was standing on this. Yes, I'm not the biggest person in the world, but I'm not that small either, and I couldn't get her to budge. And I was really worried that I was trying to turn it the wrong way, because with this valve going counterclockwise, I was thinking the thread for the anode would have had to be the opposite direction, so that tightening up one tightened up the other, and vice versa. But nope, they both turn counterclockwise. Eventually, with my brother, who's a plumber, reassuring that I was doing this the right way, I had this set to turn counterclockwise, and I just started reefing on her with a dead weight. And eventually, it started to move. Once it started to move, then I was able to get it off. Now, again, I absolutely destroyed the threads on this thing. You could probably do, if you had the right size nuts, the double nut option, where you put the two nuts on and you sort of seize the two nuts side by side, and then you use that as your leverage to loosen this. That might have worked. In any case, once you get it to back up enough, the whole thing comes out. Use that as a backdrop. My anode was very much dead. So this is garbage now. The replacement, part number, I'll put this on screen, 1790610. It's about 100 Canadian dollars. It includes this component that bolts into here and bolts onto the elbow. Now, one thing I'm not sure about, should you use any silicone tape? Silicone tape is not to prevent leaks, as again, my brother who's a plumber repeatedly says. It's to prevent it from seizing up when you try to take it apart in the future. Given how hard of a fight it was to get this thing off, and the fact that I had to destroy the threads, I'm going to try this. However, when I put it back together, I will watch for leaks. And you'll have to be careful, because if there are leaks, it's going to leak behind the insulation and it'll be hard to see. So I'm going to have to be careful. If you're doing this, you might want to be careful as well. Anyways, you can see how there's the hole for where the hot water goes in, and let me see if I can do this. Hello, there's my finger. So you can see how the water gets through it. Now, I always forget which way to turn it. I am turning it this way, so I want to put the tape the same way so that it winds the tape on when I tighten it. Any actual plumbers, avert ye eyes. Well, if you're an actual plumber, you're not watching me. You already know what you're doing. Okay. I'm just putting like 3 wraps on it. Again, it's to make sure that it doesn't seize in the future. And I did it the wrong way. Bugger. Okay, you know what? That's fine. No, it's not. It's peeling up. Nope. You can see how the tape started to peel up. Nope, got to get it the right way. Let's just start over. I need to go that way. If you're seeing this and you haven't seen my other videos, I make no claims to be an expert at anything. The whole channel's purpose is to learn with me while I try to figure out how to do all this stuff. So me doing this as something of a tutorial is very much out of sorts. But again, I didn't see anything else out there when I was trying to learn. Okay, now with it on the right way. Oops. All right, I'm not going to put this on for good, but again, I don't want to try to get the monkey wrench on here because I don't want to mangle these threads. So this is going to turn this way, so I want the tape going the same way. It is astounding how often I put this the wrong way. Okay. There we go. Now, tightening this up also tightens this up. So I don't know if it's going to show, but you can see that the inside is rotating along with this. Now, in my particular case, I want the spigot pointing down when I'm done tightening it. I don't know how many PSI to put on this. I'm going to err on the side of not enough, and I'll watch for leaks and tighten it up. I think this is one of my daughter's single socks. Am I keeping this in shot at all? I hope so. Okay. Do I think I could get one more rotation out of that? Maybe. But I would rather wait and see if it actually leaks and then tighten it up rather than just working on it until I potentially see something or break something. So that's it. This is now garbage, and this is ready to go back in the boat. Oh. Guess what I forgot to do? I'm the Digital Mermaid. I'm going to take this off and put this back on. You don't need to see me do that. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I have been spending years converting an old 1981 CNC Landfall 38 sailboat from diesel to electric for, as Peter Knowles would say, some very ambitious cruising one of these days. All right, bye.